Okay, Miss Adams Red Group. Here are the chords that I configured for you based on your melody line. Let me play your melody line real quick so you can remember what it sounds like. Okay, here it is. Listen. Okay, so a really pretty good line, but when I configured your chords, you'll notice that you have a lot of C. A lot of C. You only have 2 F chords, 2 beats that could have an F chord on it, and no G. So you may want to go back and reconsider. In order to get a G chord, you could have a G chord here and here. So the way you would do that is just to make this a D. All right, you might want to try that. So it'd be C, G, E, G, D, G, D. And then the way you could make it work here, if you want to put it in this measure, is maybe make these 3 C's, maybe make them G's or something. You can make those G's. Just something to consider. Or even just make the 8th notes G's or something. So it'd be C, G, C, G, C. Okay, but that's something for you and your group to talk about. And here is a bass line. I went ahead and just wrote 8 tas, and I just want you to use stick notation. In other words, don't put these little heads on the notes. Just use the stems. It'll make it easier to write. We'll worry about note heads later. But what I want you to do is take a look at the chords that I configured for you. And I want you to use those to come up with a bass line. And you're going to see why having so much C is going to be kind of limiting. Here you can have 2 C's. Here you can have a G to mix it up a little bit because you have C and you have a G. Here you can have an F to go with the F chord. And then here you can bring it back down to C. So let's hear what that sounds like. Bring this here. Now, remember that the bass line should be easy, but in this case, I think it's just a little too easy. It's very, I don't know, first, maybe second grade. I mean, you are bouncing around a little bit, but it still is a lower level kind of bass. The reason why is because it's on nothing but ta. So when you're writing your bass, I'm not saying don't use any tas, but just use maybe a couple and then change this. Maybe this to a bump bump T or a T T ta or something to give it more of a 4th grade flavor. And the same thing with your melody. With your melody, you want to do something not as complex as your harmony, but something, have a ta in there, have TTs in there. You may want to have go around the yard, maybe just want to focus on skips. But just something to that effect. So yeah, just make it a little bit more complex than what I've written here. All right, this is just a good starting point. And if you need help with your melody line, I'm happy to help you. Okay, good luck.